What are the options for the Lakers moving forward?
Well, first of all, they need to make a decision about head coach Darvin Ham. I'm told that as recently as yesterday, he still hadn't spoken to the Lakers front office in terms of his fate and what that's going to be. Now, there's still a couple of days left this week, and the team continues to go through kind of its postmortem of what happened this season and why they didn't end up where they wanted to be. You think back a year ago, 4 playoff losses to the Nuggets by 24 points. A year later, 4 playoff losses to the Nuggets by 22 points. So they made some great progress, but I would anticipate that there will be a coaching change there, and you have to make that decision who that's going to be to fill his role, and then I think the next thing you look to is the point guard and D'Angelo Russell. He has a player option next year for $18.7 million. If he picks it up, does he just become a trade piece that you can attach potentially up to 3 first-round draft picks to try to get someone that you feel like could be a more reliable contributor on the postseason stage? Because we saw flameouts from Russell in the last 2 playoffs, even though, quite frankly, he was, during the regular season this year, the 3rd most reliable Laker.
Talking to Dave McMenamin, ESPN NBA reporter, and he was covering the Lakers series with Denver. Now Denver against the Timberwolves. They tip off on Saturday. I know this sounds crazy. I think it was brought up yesterday or maybe the day before that if LeBron does this podcast with JJ Redick, JJ Redick being interviewed or reportedly interviewed with Charlotte, do you think that there's any thought in LeBron's mind, or how much of a role would he play in who's going to be the next head coach? Would they consider JJ Redick because of LeBron's friendship, partnership with him?
Well, certainly LeBron's opinion is weighed by Rob Pelinka when he goes about doing his business. He calls him a stakeholder. But that said, LeBron's opinion was known back a couple of years ago when LeBron wanted Ty Lue to be the head coach to replace Luke Walton. That didn't happen. So it's not just because LeBron puts the rubber stamp on a guy that the Lakers are automatically going to ink them to be the new guy running the sidelines. But certainly his influence matters. And also the Lakers are a glamour franchise. They like themselves to be considered that way. And you get a guy with some cachet in JJ Redick, if you were to pull him off the number 1 broadcast team at ESPN and ABC right onto the sidelines. A good-looking guy, looks good in a suit. I mean, they did this with Pat Riley many, many years ago, right? And we saw how that worked out. JJ certainly is a real candidate if they do open up this coaching search. And okay. but there's I'd say a half a dozen folks out there, included possibly the guy who just lost last night against the Mavericks, and Tyronn Lue. He's had 1 year remaining on his contract. What's going to happen with his deal with the Clippers? That there will be a process there. That there are several viable candidates that will get an interview.